Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrap and Abby, and I'm back with another design team project for Linnie Blooms. This is going to be up on the Linnie Blooms blog this coming Monday, August 18th, and I'm going to be doing the challenge post. We have a challenge every month, and that the Linnie Blooms design team girls, we all work on a project based around that theme. So this month's for August, it's to incorporate your favorite quote into your Linnie Bloom design. Now I don't particularly have like one favorite quote. I have quite a bit. I have a lot of them. I really enjoy a lot of the different sayings from the book The Secret. But I happen to pull one from a DCWV stack that I really like. So I'll show you with that in just a moment. So what I'm going to be doing is creating kind of a block. And this was sent to, in my design team packet from Linda. It's a piece of wood. I love it. It's fun to alter these types of items. So I'm going to be covering this in a couple different coats of paint. I'm going to be mixing together some crackle paint and then just some different, random, like this is Martha Stewart, and this is just like a Michael's or Joann's brand of craft paint. And then I have this fabric. Put this off to the side here real quick. So I'm going to be incorporating some of these vintage items that I have. Not these necessarily, the flowers, but the buttons. The fabric is, from the, I picked it up at, I think it was like a estate sale or something like that. And this lace trim, this is actually from my grandma's stash. And I typically don't use any of the stuff that I was given to her, maybe a few of the buttons. But since this is going to be a project for myself, I'm going to go ahead and use this so I can have something in my craft room that's, part of what she had given me. So these are some old buttons that are still in the cards. I mean, I have a ton of them, but these are just some of the ones I pulled out that I thought would kind of coordinate with the project. These are just some little purple flowers. I might incorporate just a little bit of purple because I have a little bit hint of purple in the fabric, as you can see. And that's kind of where I'm going with the colors of the pinks. I kind of I'm going to mix these so it's not quite such a bright green, but it's more of that kind of darker mint green, kind of deeper, that's what I'm looking for. Sage kind of green color. And then I have over here in this glass dish, these are just some random bits of trims and laces that I picked up from a store online. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use, if any at all, but I wanted to kind of have that there for just kind of some inspiration. And then what I'm going to do is paint the block, put some of the fabric on, and then I'm going to use some of these corner pieces, I think. We'll see how the creative process goes. And put these on the corner. And then this is my sentiment, and it's from the vellum quote stack from DCWV, and the quote is: fear less, hope more, whine less, breathe more, talk less, say more, hate less, love more, and all good things are yours. And it's a Swedish proverb. So I'm going to trim this down to where I take the flower pieces off, have this on top, and then I'm going to be using some white craft paint on the metal pieces so it blends in a little bit better. And then something fun I'm going to do with one of the Linnie Bloom canvas pieces. This is the butterfly. I'm going to be using one of the new release stamps that's coming out from Linda. She's going to be doing a full release. I believe it's the last week of August, first part of September. But this goes along with her mixed stitch canvas theme that she has with all of the different projects and products that you can get in the Linnie Bloom store. And these are some stamp sets, and this is the ones, or this is the stamps that I received. So I'm going to be using the word smile, and I'm going to stamp this on top of the butterfly. I'm not sure which direction yet, but I'm going to use that, and then have that, on top of here. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go yet, but as I'm kind of working, I'll figure it out. So that's kind of the idea behind my project. So I will be back with a completed project on this wood block. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Okay guys, I'm back with my completed project. I really like how this turned out. It's super shabby chic, and it's going to be a really fun decorative piece to add in my craft room, or actually anywhere within my home, but this really is kind of the color palette in my craft room. So this is the wood block I showed you at the beginning of the video. I mixed a couple different of those craft paints together, painted it completely, let it dry, and then I took some of the white crackle paint and just added little bits of it here and there just to kind of give it that kind of distressed, kind of weathered look. And I put some on little metal embellishments. I did some white craft paint on there and then wiped it off, so it was a subtle hint of the white and it wasn't quite so much of that darker metal color. This is a cluster of the vintage buttons, this one here and this one here. And then I just ran some twine from the twinery right through the center of that button. Here's a tiny flower that I use with some Lindy sprays. This is the fabulous canvas butterfly piece from Linnie Blooms, and this is that really fun stamp. I'll show you guys here. Again, this is the really cool, fun mixed stitch stamps that Linda with Linnie Blooms is coming out with. And so that's just the pack I got. There are other sentiments, but I think it's just really fun. And it's just kind of a reminder to just, smile, take a breath and smile. and kind of be happy. So I put one up here in the upper corner. I chose this side of the wood block, and this is probably more intended for the front because it's more for rounded, but I really liked this darker knot that's in here, and I think that's kind of cool. So I chose this for my front. Here are a few more of those flowers. And then this is that lace, or that trim, that lace trim that was vintage from my grandma that I wrapped around the block. I just think it kind of gives it a nice kind of vintage shabby feel, and it means something to me when I look at it because it's from my grandma. And then there's that quote or that sentiment from that stack, and it says it's a Swedish proverb is where that's from. And that's it. I think it's just a good thought and a good saying. So like I mentioned in the beginning, I don't really have one favorite quote. I have a lot of different ones for different, just different things going on in my life or whatever. And this one I think is a really nice positive one to kind of just have out. And I can put this on my desk at work as well, which I might do off and on. So what I did for the canvas piece, I just used the stamp, and I stamped it with some of the archival ink from Ranger. And I wanted to use this one because I knew I was going to be using some sprays and adding water, and I didn't want the stamp sentiment to run. And then once it was dry, then I went ahead and just used a couple different Linnie sprays, watered them down, used a paintbrush because I really wanted a soft, muted kind of purple lavender color to kind of go with the theme of the project. And I think it's turned out really super cute. So I will put a link to the Linnie Blooms blog and store in the description in the bottom of the video, that you guys can go to the store and check out some of the fabulous products that Linda has to offer with the Linnie Blooms store. I don't know if the stamps are available yet. I do know at the end of the month she's going to be doing a release week of some different fabulous products that you crafters can use on your products that some of us design team ladies have already had access to, and I'm really excited about it. So again, this is the project for the Linnie Blooms August challenge, which is to create something with your favorite quote or sentiment, and this is mine. So thanks, you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment in the description below. I love hearing you guys' feedback. If you like the videos, if my projects are okay, and all that kind of fun stuff, it's always good to hear from everybody who's watching my channel. So thanks, you guys. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time.